turn the people in a sheep, but the meat not in every cotton. Vampire, no one to see the youth them prosper. No one to see the youth them suffer. Who no say that vampire? No one to see the youth them prosper. No one to see the youth them suffer. Who no say that vampire? Watch them upscale them and live them dirty life. Mother with the son, father, really that hypocrite, we know you fight. Get up people like your baba, hypocrite, we know you fight. Get up people like your brother, hypocrite, we know you fight. Get up people like your helper. Get up people know you fight. Get up people know you fight. Get up people know you fight. Know you fight, know you fight. No one to see the youth them prosper. You want to see the youth them suffer.
Yo, is it? Yeah. Yeah, that's it all that. Yeah. Is it on?
No one to see the youth them prosper. You want to see the youth them suffer. No say that vampire. I'm a U.P.K nigga, straight out of one West, no contest. We the best to the niggas living, trying to continue with stress. Going through the test, no access. Country repressed, slaves. Niggas is dying off in waves. Living in dirt, I was some brave. Niggas crosswalk through the crosswalk, and the white chalk over the bodies of bros that you paid. Americans killing us, saying they fearing us, put the drugs in the hood. Now my niggas delirious, put a gun in my face. All because of my race, click, boom, flash. Cause the skin was a murder my ass. Like the chief in the slaughter, I'm beating harder and harder. Baptized with these words, never dipping in water. So now we pray to the Father. Give strength to the Father that's looking for the marauder. That's fucking taking our daughters, nigga. It's wartime. Lights up, nigga, showtime. Got the green light on that ass, yeah, no time. Either boot up, shut up, or get your ass up. Cause we ain't got time to be playing. It's all fucked up America. Happy for the thief, hell for the slave. Reaping what you sold, meaning giving back what you gave. For what clean slate, trying to imitate. You was always fake. America, every city, state, this is your fate. Whoa, 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 to America. 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 On the timeline, giving the room to expose the intricacies of things. Five, come on, white shit, but getting it is past time. So in a minute, on that time, I hope you get it. Didn't mean to crash fine. Kinda simple if you feel it, catch your last line. A little confused, a bad mind. A damn shame. This thing's like playing with your ass fried. Bombs from the sky, rich devil lullaby. Then the nigga fly. Hope you got an alibi. Bombs from the sky, rich devil lullaby. Devil missiles high. See him from the parking lot. Nigga finna ball out. Devils finna fall out. All our warfare, nightmares in the big house. Murdered us for years. And thinking shit won't go turn around. I never learned that this motherfucker burns out. Yeah, in the streets. Told him to bridge up. Only you angels bring woe to this beast. You root for a time when we play for keeps. I pray to my Father, bring woe to this beast. Remember them times we hung on them trees. All of you nations bow down to your knees. Remember them shit. They brought us in fleets. Fuck they apologies, bring them to eat. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, whoa, to America. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, 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 to America.
God is gonna destroy this empire, man. You about to see famine in this place. You think them fires in California is bad? That's just the beginning of what the Lord is about to do. Because you've been evil to the Lord's people. You've been wicked to the Most High's children, man. You've been destructive to the 12 tribes of Israel. Let me tell you something, black man. You gotta put on your strength
best to the niggas living, trying to contend with the stress. Going through the test, no access. Country repressed, slaves. Niggas is dying off in waves. Living in dirt, now it's a grave. Niggas crosswalk through the crosswalk, for the white chalk over the bodies of Rose and Jew. Hey, Americans killing us, saying they fearing us, put the drugs in the hood. Now my niggas delirious, put a gun in my face. All because of my race, click, boom, flash, for some skills, some murder my ass. Like a cheat to the slaughter, I'm beating harder and harder. Baptized with these words, never given me water, so now we pray to the Father. Give strength to the Father, that's looking for the water. Just fucking taking our daughters, nigga, it's wartime. Lights up, nigga, showtime. Got the green light on that ass, yeah, no time. You can boot up, shut up, but get your ass up. Cause we ain't got time to be playing this all fucked up America. Heaven for the dick, hell for the slavery. But what you sold, you need to give it back. What you gave for what clean slate, you try to imitate. You was always fake America, every city, state, this is your fate. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, 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 to America.
On the timeline, giving the room to expose the issues. It's fire, in my mind, white shit. But giving it is pastime, so in a minute, I'm a bad side. I hope you get it, didn't you can crash flying. Kinda simple if you feel it, catch your last line. You're real confused, a bad mind, a damn shame. That's the exact thing, don't get your ass fried. Bombs from the sky, rich devil lullaby. Then the nigga fly, hope you got an alibi. Bombs from the sky, rich devil lullaby. Devil misses high. See him from the parking lot, devil from the ball out. Devils from the fall out, all our warfare, nightmares. In the big house, the murder us for years. And thinking shit won't turn around. I never learned this motherfucker burns out. Yeah, in the streets. Told them the riches of all of you angels bring woe to this beast. You root for a time when we play for keeps. I pray to my Father, bring woe to this beast. Remember them times we hung on them trees. All of you nations bow down to your knees. Remember them shit, they brought us some fleets. Fuck they apologies, bring them the heat. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, whoa, to America. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
to America. God is gonna destroy this empire.
Yeah, Shalom Israel. All right, we are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. All right, we've been teaching the truth according to the Bible since 1969, that the so-called black man, native Indian man, and Hispanic man are of the 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel. All right, saying that, that means that the records in the scriptures belongs to the so-called black man. All right, and it's high time that we become aware of this, right? Knowing who you are according to the scriptures is going to make you understand what the prophecies in the Bible is speaking about, right? And before we go forward, we must give commanding General YAHANNA and all the generals YAHANNA once again, the Son of Christ. All right, but everything that have been prophesied have been revealed, all right, and is showing in America today, all right? Right now, from the Trinidad and Tobago audience, you know, some persons may not, which I don't be aware, that it have fires and protests all over America, right? As a so-called black man, right? Floyd was killed, right, by the oppressor, right, by a white police officer, and America right now is in a state of unrest, right? I think they're looking to have some lockdowns and stuff like that in America, right? As before I continue, you go plug in, right? One important thing to note, right, is that everybody need to tune in to the grill, right? We're supposed to start, yeah, you'll put the link in the chat, right? Black Watch, right? That's supposed to start at 9 p.m. tonight. So even the Trinidad and Tobago local audience could look at Black Watch tonight. That is the news for the nation of Israel, right? When we're talking about the so-called black man, native Indian man, and Hispanic man, that is the news that you need to be watching, right? That is going to make the so-called black man understand what is taking place today and how it relates to him, right? So tune in to Black Watch, right, tonight. And Black Watch is also every Monday night, right, from 9 to about 11, 9 to 11, all right? So tune in to Black Watch, right? That is the leader of Israel that's hosting Black Watch, commanding General YAHANNA, all right? So last week, what we was touching on last week, we was touching on basically who's the real Jews according to the scriptures, right? And today we want to kind of like twist it up a bit, right? To show that what we really want to bring out is that the Jews today is called the Gentiles, all right? The Jews that became Gentiles. That's how we're going to bring it out today, before the kingdom split that everybody reads in the Bible, that they hear about perhaps in the Christian church, although they don't teach the Bible, you may hear about this before. The real Jew, right, that is called a Gentile today, which is the so-called blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics, right? The majority of us, or the primary bunch of us, is on the western side of the world, North, Central, and South America, right? The so-called blacks in America from tribe of Judah, the Benjamites, the same tribe that Paul was from, is the blacks in the Caribbean region, the Asherites, the Venezuelans, Panama, right? You have Uruguay. All these are the real Jews, the natives are the real Jews according to the Bible. The Haitians, the Dominicans, Simeon and Levi, all these things can be found in history and also in biblical record in the scriptures, right? So the so-called black man being termed Gentiles started from the kingdom split. All right, when you read in the scriptures and you read, for example, in Genesis 10, you're going to be hearing about the natural Gentiles, or who the scriptures have, or who the Most High have established as the real Gentiles. But the so-called Jew, the so-called black man being called a Gentile, started after the kingdom split, when King Solomon lost the kingdom, and the so-called black man strayed away from the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High. Thereby, we start living as the other nations, and in turn being called Gentiles. All right? But our correct nationality are Israelites. And it's important to bring this out if you're looking at all the things that are happening today, all the distress, all the pain, all the oppression, all the lynching, all the murdering, all the strategic set up by the oppressors. And when I say the oppressors, we're talking about all the other races. We're talking about the so-called white man. We're talking about the East Indians. We're talking about the Syrians. We're talking about the Chinese. All these strategic oppressions on the so-called black man, Native Indian man, and Hispanic man that is taking place today, that is happening to the real Jew. That is why it is important to know your culture. It is important to know your history. It is important to know your identity. All right? Probably the poster with all the names there that the guy am. All right? So when you're watching around now, it's constant Polish brutality, and that's not from now, right? Constant Polish brutality, even from during Christ's time, when the Roman rulers were over the children of Israel. It's the same thing we experienced, same thing Christ experienced. Christ was lynched, right, by white oppressors and religious leaders, right? Lynch our King Yahawashi, who we call today Christ, a black man. You can find the description of Christ in the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 14 to 15. You're going to find the description of Christ, 13, 14, and 15, book of Revelation, chapter 1. All right? So the first scripture I want to go to start opening up concerning the real Jews, you're going to 2 Esdras, chapter 9 and verse 1. All right? So before we start reading the scripture, right, one of the brothers getting the scriptures are going to see of recently overseas, and this is the same thing all over the world, but this is the pressing news right now, worldwide, right? The last brother was killed there, Floyd. They sit down on his neck again, he can't breathe, right? And this is the long list. You understand what I'm saying? Sandra Bland, Eric Gardner, Michael Brown, Terrence Couture, right? Sean Bell is a long list. And all these officers, right? All the oppressors that murder these people, if you're looking at it here, the long list, no one was convicted for their murder. And these things that you see in here, all this is recorded in the scriptures. Whose possessors slay them, right? Because the children of Israel is in a position today, because we sinned against the Most High, it put us in a position to have no defense, right? And expose the nation of Israel. The religious leaders never taught the so-called black man what he needs to do to regain that protection. The only protection it have on the planet right now for the so-called black man, Native Indian man, Hispanic man is in the I.S.U.P.K. Right. And the real priests and prophets continually, we're on the highways, we're on the byways, we're in classes, teaching and showing the so-called black man what is your place of refuge. Every race on the planet have a place of refuge. Every other race on the planet is for their people. And it's high time to come out of the illusion everybody is one. All I just mama guy talk. That conversation is not a real conversation. These other races don't sit at home and around the dinner table with the family and talk of any concern for the so-called black man. That does not happen. You know they laugh at you. And you are the chosen of the Most High. And to regain that authority and that rulership of the planet, the scriptures have laid out what it is the so-called black man needs to do to retain or regain rulership of the planet as we did once before. As we did in the time of Adam. As we did in the time of King Solomon. Before Solomon married women of other races and so forth. And we're going to touch a little bit on that. So that you're going to understand that the people that are suffering today in the scriptures and today speaks about you, the so-called black man, native Indian man and Hispanic man. Right? Give me the first scripture. Tawara.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently.
Read that again.
Measure thou the time diligently.
So the scriptures are saying to the so-called black man, measure the time diligently. Pay attention to what's going on today. Because you all heard the prophecies of the scriptures by the priests and prophets on the corners from the I.S.U.P.K. Making you to understand, prepare. Because war is coming. Right? Commandant General YAHANNA, the I.S.U.P.K. have been prophesying since 1969. Prepare. Because war is on the way. And your Christian leader is prophesying sow a seed and get a blessing. He have never, and right now presently have never prepared you and will not prepare you for the dangers that is coming. Right? Read on.
Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, verse 2, then shall thou understand.
Right. Read that part again. Read over that again, Tawara.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and verse, starting in the middle of verse 1.
Right.
Measure thou the time diligently.
Right. Measure the time diligently, so-called black man.
In itself. And when thou seest part of the sign pass, which I have told thee before.
Right. So right now we're seeing part are the signs. We're seeing wars. We're seeing rumors of wars. We're seeing rioting among the people. Earthquakes. Right? Famines. Pestilence. The coronavirus. Right. We're still in that right now. Right? Read on.
Then shall thou understand.
Then the so-called black man is supposed to do something. He is supposed to understand. Wait now. You know, these things that have been prophesied by the priests and prophets of the Most High, not the Christian church, because they're not teaching that.
That's right.
These things is now doing what? They now coming to pass. Right? Read on.
That it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right. So the scripture is saying that that is the very same time that the Most High will do what?
Visit the earth. Visit the world which he made.
That, when you see these things happening, that is the very same time when the Most High is going to start doing what?
Visit the world which he made.
He's going to start to visit the world which he made. So when you're watching these signs right now, you know now, this is the preparation of destruction. This is the preparation of World War III. And when you're talking about the Most High coming to visit, when you read the scriptures, they're going to show you that Christ was sent to deliver the children of Israel. Everything was laid. And what the last thing to take place is to take the children of Israel out from their enemies. To take the Gentiles from among the Gentiles. Right. To take the Jews out from the Gentiles. That is the last thing to take place. And then boom. Thermal nuclear fire is going to take place. Right? These are prophecies in the scripture. And the so-called black man needs to understand this. Because to survive that destruction, there are things in the scriptures that our forefathers laid that you must follow. to survive that rot. What verse you reach?
Verse 3.
All right, go on. Read on.
Verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people.
Right, read it again.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes.
Right, when I see earthquakes, read on.
And uproars.
And what?
Uproars.
And uproars. Read on. That is what we're seeing right now. Uproars, right?
Of the people.
What?
Of the people.
Uproars of the people, right? Everybody protesting. You understand? Everybody has some kind of protest. You understand? I'm sure if you're watching right now, right? And these prophecies coming to pass. It even now white people going wrong in these stores, breaking up all the glasses. That police officers looting too. You understand? And all that is to do the same thing as that have always been done, to blame the so-called black man. So all the rioting and looting, when you go online and watching the videos, white people thieving, looting and burning. Because that is the nature of white people. And because of the Christian church, we don't understand that. The scripture says he will rule by the sword, by war. You understand? That is his nature, to kill, steal, and destroy. That is who the scriptures talk about as the devil. The word devil means deceiver or slanderer. Right. So when you see any kind of riot or any bacchanal, the white man in the middle light can't help himself. Bloodthirsty. That is why he can never help stop but hunt the so-called black man. Just like how we like to go hunting with the big gun and the bow and arrow, and they kill the prey and have the head of the animal up on the wall. That is a pleasure for them. You understand? For death. That is the nature of the white man. When a black man kills some, he eats, and he keep it moving. But the white man, he want to kill for prize, and he want to kill everything too. Right? Read on.
Therefore, when there shall be seen, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee. Right.
So the days that was before the so-called black man in times past, in the Old Testament, even in the New Testament, what had happened? These things were already prophesied. So when you see these things and you realize these things line up with the Bible, you know now, time for me to get my head straight. Right. Time for me to make sure that I put myself in a place of refuge for myself, for my family, and for my nation. Because this is not everybody is one kumbaya. Right now, nation rising against nation. That is what's happening right now. Race wars will start to take place. And then they're going to see kingdom against kingdom. That when Russia want to fight China, China teaming up with Russia to fight America, they will see what's going on across in Venezuela. So nation against nation, and then they will be kingdom against kingdom. That was the end of verse 4. Read on.
Even from the beginning.
Even from what?
Even
from the beginning, these things were told to the so-called black man. And when we say told to the so-called black man, the records in the scriptures belongs to the so-called black man. It have nothing inside the scriptures that belongs to other races. Everything inside the scriptures here, you're going to only hear, O ye children of Israel. And the children of Israel I was bringing out in the part 1 to this class. The children of Israel is the so-called black man, Native Indian man, and Hispanic man today. That is what we have to understand, especially in these last days. This Bible is not talking about the Chinese. This Bible is not talking about the Japanese, neither the East Indian. You are not the same people. You is a people, so-called black man, that is of the same race of Christ, YAHANNA, the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. This needs to be repeated over and over. Stop calling yourself Africans. He is not an African. We ran from Jerusalem and fled into West Africa to hide from Roman persecution. After Christ died, Rome made a siege around Jerusalem, right? And the Israelites, which is so-called black people, had to run. Christ prophesied that also. I believe it's in Luke chapter 20, verse 21 or 21 and 20. We had to run. And the native Africans sold us to the so-called white man. And the Arabs built the ships that brought us across it. That's how we came here. You understand? It even had, of recently, but I'm going to bring this out one time before going more in depth in the Jews and Gentiles. The article with the Prime Minister. So, even the Prime Minister, right, was reading during the Indian Arrival Day speech. And I was asking myself, who he really talking to, because a lot of people wouldn't pick up what is going on and they wouldn't really understand. And when I'm talking about the Prime Minister, I'm making this clear. The I.S.U.P.K, we don't vote. Voting cannot help the so-called black man.
Right.
We vote from the beginning of time till now, and it's still in the ghettos and it's still in the slums. So this is not about voting. You understand? Voting can't help we. This was set up for the other races, not for the so-called black man. Time after time you vote, you still live in Silots. You still live in John, Lavantil, Point, Labre, the Congo in Arima. That it ain't helping you. You're still poor. You're still broke. You're still working at 9 to 5. Your people still on the streets. Still homeless. So this is not about votes. This is not about voting. Right? This is to teach the so-called black man, Native Indian man, Hispanic man, his history. So that we're going to have a better understand what is going on and what we need to do to get that protection and to rule the planet once again. All right? Under our King YAHANNA. Right? Roll on the article. Yeah, keep coming up. Keep going, Select, yeah. Right? So this was the Indian Arrival Day speech. Keep going again. Then let's jump to the meter at one time. I'm going to make sure the two things anyway might know. Let's see, but we'll just read it out. Yeah, take me to the top. Close so come on. Alright, but I know. Load it back over again and see if you'll get it to come up. I will jump off of that in the meantime. So the article I was going to bring out here, I will read it back a little later on, right? Because the Prime Minister was going into a little history concerning the East Indians, Salakia, and concerning the so-called black man, right? And it's history that the I.S.U.P.K already brought out. But it bringing and showing a big difference. But I wanted to bring out the more or less sarcastic way that he brought it out in the Indian Arrival Day celebrations, right? Some of the East Indians was even complaining that he didn't say to them, Happy Indian Arrival Day, right? I believe he said something along the lines like, I think he just said to them, Happy Arrival Day or so forth. And they was displeased, right? Because what happened to the so-called black man, we don't understand. The other races, they will put, when coming to unity, they will put down religion and unify in a minute.
That's right.
But the so-called black man, we want to kill one another. I is a Muslim, I is a Christian, I is a Egyptologist. You understand? We will kill one another in the name of religion because we have lost our identity. We don't see ourselves as one people, right? The Tawara, right? But the East Indians, they could be Christian, they could be Muslim, they could be anything. In a minute, when coming to unity, they drop religion because they know their identity. They will unify as one race of people. It is time for the so-called black man, Native Indian man, and Hispanic man to understand that religion was set in place to divide us. What we have is the records of our forefathers, which is the scriptures. This have nothing to do with religion. These are laws, commandments, and statutes that the Most High set to form a protection around the so-called black man. There's no way that the so-called black man, Native Indian man, or Hispanic man could talk about love or say that God is love without having boundaries or restrictions. Any good father is going to set boundaries and restrictions for his wife to protect her and for his children also. You can't take that fork and chuck it in the light socket. That is a restriction. That is a boundary because that is love. Your wife might be wanting to go in a certain location at a certain time. You might say, nah, I don't need it to go in that location. Because why? Your wife is your property and you're supposed to protect your wife. All wives. There's another topic. The same way that the Most High is set over Christ and Christ is set over the so-called black man, Native Indian man, Hispanic man. He set laws and boundaries to protect the so-called black man. To protect us from who? From the other races. Because you will find nowhere in the Bible where the so-called black man or the Israelites fighting against Satan, as your Christian preacher teaches you. This fight from the beginning of time, from in the garden till today, was always the Israelites to be saved from the other nations to be brought to the other classes. We always had to be saved from the Africans, the Philistines, the Jebusites. We always had to be saved from the Moabites, which is the Chinese. You understand what I'm saying? We always had to be saved from the Japanese. We always had to be saved from the Arabs. That is what we must understand, because the Most High created the so-called black man to be a separate people and a holy people. And the word holy in the Hebrew is Quadash, means separate. Holy is not what your Christian leaders making you to believe. You're walking and practically gliding over the ground. That is not holy. Holy means separate. Black people is supposed to be a separate people. That is why it have all these riots in America today. Because the one thing that the so-called black man have never done from our captivity 400 years ago till now is become a separate people. Is transform yourself from a Gentile to a Jew according to the scriptures. Jews are separate people. We have laws, commandments, and statutes that we live by, that we follow. That is not according to America. That is not according to the scriptures call it Babylon, Babylon the Great. We don't eat pork, crab, lobster, and shrimp. That is our protection. So you ain't filling up Sando and Port of Spain General Hospital and have all kind of surgery to do, from cataract to glaucoma to diabetes, cut out foot for gangrene, and the list goes on. That is a protection, because the Most High is a righteous Father. That is why he set these things in place, so that the so-called black man, that is the real Jew, that is an Israelite, will not become a Gentile. You wouldn't be sleeping man with man and woman to woman. As we were bringing out in the last class, you wouldn't be serving gods that your fathers never knew. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob never knew about walking around no cobblestone for Mecca and walking around with no Christian cross on the chest saying he's Christian, and stretching the lip and the neck and skying up the face. There's Egyptologists. These things are foolishness. And it's high time that the so-called black man wake up and learn to love your culture, and don't be ashamed of your culture, which is in the scriptures. It have a lot of us is big, we say we is big people, and we will make the other races pressure you out of your own inheritance in the scriptures. Because the things that God say to you, you afraid to do that. You shame to do, you big and bad. You's a gunslinger. But you shame to walk about according to your true identity. You afraid when Christmas reach to say in your own house, we ain't celebrating Christmas, because we don't celebrate that. We don't celebrate Easter. You understand? We don't celebrate these pagan days. We don't celebrate Eid. We as so-called black people, we have our own laws that the Most High prescribe for us as Israelites. Passover, Feast on Unleavened Bread. Let the so-called black man use these things to celebrate these holidays. And to show you how righteous these holidays is in the scriptures for the so-called black man, every celebration we have in the scripture is always to glorify the Most High for delivering us out of the hands of the heathen, out of the hands of our enemies. Because that is what Christ said he come for in Luke chapter 1 and verse 67. To deliver us out of the hands of our enemies and all that hate us. Your pastor will not tell you that.
Right.
Christ come on the scene. He died for his sins. Okay. He paid the price for the so-called black man because we lost the connection with the Most High. He fixed that problem. He teach me the law, how to live pleasing to the Most High. Where the path to deliver away from the enemies. Why your Christian leaders not talking about that? Your Christian pastors telling everybody is one. God is love. These things is not according to the Bible. You will not find that in the Bible. All right? You get this thing here now? So I'll roll it up. Let me go through it. So what? Yes. Jump off again. Right, so like it, I know see. Alright. So see now if you read that, right? It even have the Venezuelans, it have the Mexicans, right? In cages, right? What happened to them? It had our riots for them too then. Them lock up in cages, feeding the children through the cage, the father, the baby, and the mother pushing she breast through the cage to feed the baby. That is the things that the chosen of the Most High, that is the level that society or America, the so-called oppressors, bring us to. Even across here in Trinidad. Even across here in Trinidad, and the Prime Minister had some height while he was talking here. We went through this in other classes, but I'll go bring it out. Even in Trinidad, you know what happened to we? We get captured and brought across here on slave ships, right? And even the East Indians, the Chinese and the Syrians, you know what they did? Know that we're in captivity, and the East Indians come to sign contract and take work to work over we. And all this history, that does not want the so-called black man, Native Indian man, Hispanic man to pay attention to. All this history that we're talking here now is not things that's hidden and far. It is in the scriptures, but also in history. If you look at, for example, the Trinidad Gazette, that is one of the first newspapers in Trinidad called the Gazette. That's where you get the word Gazette newspaper come from. Look in the Trinidad Gazette. You're going to see all these history. Where they're hunting for slaves in Trinidad. You understand what I'm saying? Where they're working with a debt. A lot of these history right in local newspapers. You understand? Missing slave wanted. All the history when the East Indians come and so forth. Right? They never came on cargo slave ship, chained down, right? Urinating, women seeing a monthly cycle, right? Defecating one another, like sardine, and who dare they just throw them overboard. They never experienced that. They came and they further oppressed the so-called black man. And when they work with the last, and they set up themselves now, watch them nigga and them. Them nigga lazy. When we build the entire empire. So like the thing cut off, yes? Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna resume it. They say dangerously though. Alright? Yeah. Right? So what? Yeah, but you know? Yeah, tell me when they come up. And then when they come up, tell me. Oh, like it didn't stay up. Alright, well anyway, I've got to bypass that, right? So give me the next scripture. Huh? Yeah. Give me Lamentation chapter 4 and verse 18. Alright, keep scrolling. So I don't know if you keep moving, if they will stay. Right? For some reason this article keep jumping off, right? Right, let me read from here. The Prime Minister said one should never forget that Trinidad and Tobago collective history, right? So right, the Prime Minister said one should never forget that in Trinidad collective history, the colonial experiences, they jump off. Let me take it from my phone, Salakia. Let me take it from my phone. Yeah, I know, see, like something wrong with the computer. All right, so I'm going to take and I'm going to be reading this from the cell phone, right? All right, so I'm going to read from the same place, right? The Prime Minister said, that is in the Indian Arrival Day speech, right? One should never forget that in Trinidad and Tobago's collective history, the colonial experiences of all races have been one of suffering and sacrifices, right? So you have to listen to what he's saying carefully. Now, we have to overcome these measures that sought to divide us, right? So as a political leader, he had to bring things out in a certain way, right? Our ancestors come from different places at different times. So you noting that, and that is history that a lot of us just kind of like let pass on slight, right? Our diversity should always be seen as an advantage, always united us and never dividing us. But why is the Prime Minister making this speech? I asked myself this question: who he really talking to? Because he talking in the Indian Arrival Day speech, and to me, it's like he just basically sliding a message to black people, but that East Indian people, because the same thing that Rowley going through now is basically the same thing that when they're watching Maduro, they're going through the same thing, right? America want to threaten Trinidad if you don't do what I say, sanctions. And the same thing for black people across in Venezuela. Do as I say, otherwise it's sanctions, right? The PM said that a look at any map will show the journey of the East Indians as one that was long, arduous, and cruel, while many thousands followed to add to the sugar labor force from 1845 until the second and final discontinuation of the system in 1917. History has repeated itself, for by the time enslaved Africans, which they always call us, which is supposed to be Israelites, or as they have on the slave papers called Negroes, right, have been forced on similar journey. So the difference is they came, but we was forced, right, on a journey from North Africa and had made their unpaid contribution to the establishment of the sugar as an industry in this colony, which was destined to become our nation, he recalled. So, as we bring out in other history, the East Indians came across here, and what happened to them? They was paid to work and set up over us. But the so-called black man, we have a history of slaving to build the entire of America, North, Central, and South America, unpaid, for free, for nothing. That is why the East Indians today could be the chess, because they was paid, and a generational wealth upon wealth that build and bring them to this place. The so-called black man was lynched, murdered, and raped. And when we tried to escape from that, he was murdered, and we gained nothing from it, right? And when we say that, we're talking about the so-called Jew, right? He noted, right, that upon arrival, they were taken to the Nelson Island. So you're talking about the East Indians. When them come across here, they was taken to the Nelson Island, where they were allowed to rest, or rather quarantine. Because around that same time, the same with the coronavirus, it also had the cholera epidemic in East India. So when they come across here on the contract, like how you're working overseas, they quarantine them for 2 weeks. Just like what I was doing here, to make sure the cholera epidemic in further come and spread it. The cholera epidemic did hit Trinidad and killed thousands of people. We went through that history before, all right? But the quarantine, the East Indians, and with that, they gain 2 weeks arrest before assigned to various estates. So when they get arrested, they send in different group of East Indians to different estates to work over the slaves that are cutting down all the forests and planting the sugar cane. Even today, they give all the East Indians caroni. They work hard for it. The slaves is who cleared down all the land and was planting sugarcane even before. All these East Indians today walking on the bones of black people.
That's right.
That is what we have to understand. It's time for we to wake up and come off our foolishness and come off our fairy tales. All right? He's saying here, many reviewers have sought comparisons between Indian indentureship and African slavery, concluding that servitude for the African slave was Salakia, right? So he said many people comparing East Indian and African when we come across here, and what I was wanted to coin the two as slavery. One was indentured laborship, but not slavery, and one is slavery, lynch and murder, right? So he's saying here, right? African slavery concluded that servitude for the African slave was a lifetime. You hearing that? For a lifetime, all till now. Right. The so-called, we're still in service to the other nations. We're working for everybody. We not owning no factories. We have no military might. We have no economy to support ourselves. We still is slaves. That's what we have to understand, right? And we go see now, because of knowing that, then you're going to understand the use of the Bible and what Christ really came here for. What is the purpose of you understanding that is a Jew and not a Gentile? All right? From dusk to dawn, right? So we have to work our lifetime, as he's saying, from dusk to dawn, or rather, centuries of brutal experiences under the whip, while Indian indentureship was for 5 years, right? In the first instance. And the East Indians, there was indentureship. That are 5 years contract first. I think it was paying them 2 pence. And then the East Indians, they realize, well, think nice, and they got to walk over. They start selling for more at the family, and more at the family, and they never. Trinidad, sweet TNT. You understand? The slaves set things in place, all in Moruga. They from the tribe of Judah. You understand? They start building first company, down to fifth company, and so forth. All the Venezuelans have been all belonged in every class was originally here before the East Indians. And when they come, same thing again. We can't take them Venezuelans and them. Them Venezuelans understand that they own all this land, right? Even before the East Indians came anyway on the scene. Right. All right. So we're going to move on from there, right? I feel I want to jump. Let me see the time. Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. toward the phone? Yeah. Which one of them? Which one? No, I don't think it's because of that. There's no still. No, not because of that. It's because of space. Right? Let's give me 1 Kings. Let me touch on 1 Kings to try to make up this time. I don't want the time to run out. I'm going to conclude this. Right? Give me 1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 1.
Book of 1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 1.
Right.
But King Solomon loved many strange women.
Right. So we jump in now straight to the Jews and Gentiles and make the so-called black man understand what this is talking about. So the scripture is telling you that King Solomon loved many strange women. That is why the so-called black man is in the condition he is in today. Right? Abandoning the laws that the Most High set to protect you is what have the so-called black man in this condition today. Walking about like a madman. Believing you is whatever you say you is. Until we come into the stage where we following the so-called oppressors. You wake up in the morning and you feel he is a man. Some man waking up in the morning and feel he is a woman. These things is not according to the records of your forefathers, which is the scriptures, right? Read on.
Together with the daughter of Pharaoh.
Right. Together with the daughter of Pharaoh, which is the Egyptians. So all these things showing you that we are not Africans. Solomon sinned against the Most High because he started marrying a list of women he's not supposed to marry. And we're going to show you that in the scriptures. Right? The first they called out was the daughters of Pharaoh, which is Egyptians. Right? Read on.
Women of the Moabites.
Women of the Moabites. Right? King Solomon started marrying Chinese women. Right? Read on.
Ammonites.
Right? Ammonites. Read on.
Edomites.
Edomites. White women. You understand? That is the entrapment King Solomon fall to. Right? Read on.
Zidonites.
Zidonites. Read on.
And Hittites.
And Hittites. Read on.
Of the nations concerning which the Most High said the children of Israel, said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them. Right.
So the Most High saying that the children of Israel not supposed to go in unto the other races. The so-called black man is supposed to be separate. You have your woman. The so-called black woman, Native Indian woman, and Hispanic woman. You can marry from any of these women, but not the other races. Because this people is a people the Most High choose for himself according to the scriptures. Right? Hold that for a minute and give me Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 3. Let me just get the precept on that before I move on.
Okay. Book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 3.
Right.
Neither shall thou make marriages with them.
Read that again.
Neither shall thou make marriages with them.
Right. So the Most High, give me a verse up.
Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 2. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee,
right,
thou shalt smite them,
right,
and utterly destroy them.
Right. So this is in times past, right? These are the laws that Israel always lived by. Right? He say, when we come to the other nations, smite them and utterly destroy them. Right? Remain separate. Read on.
Okay. Thou shalt make no covenant with them.
Right? He said, don't make no covenant with them. Right? Do not make no covenant with these other nations. That is going to make you break the laws of the Most High.
Right?
Right? Read on.
Okay. Nor show mercy unto them.
Or no mercy. Keep yourself separate. Read on.
Verse 3. Neither shall thou make marriages with them.
Read that again.
Neither shall thou make marriages with them.
Neither shall thou make marriages with them. And that is what King Solomon did. Made marriages with heathenic women. Right? And that was he break the laws of God. Read on.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son.
Right. So he's telling the so-called black man, don't give your daughter to their sons. Read on.
Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Right. Or don't take their daughter and give their daughter, which is from the other nations or the other races, do not give them to your sons.
Right.
Right? Read on.
Verse 4.
Read verse 4, Maya.
Verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me.
Read that again.
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
Right. Because when they do that, that's what's going to happen. He say it is going to turn the Most High children, the so-called black man, the chosen, from following him. So instead of you doing what the Most High say to celebrate Passover, which is destruction of the Egyptians, celebrate Hanukkah, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, as the scriptures say, you gonna turn from that, right? Because of the heathenic influence by marrying other races. Now, you is a Christian.
Right.
Now you're starting to celebrate Diwali.
Right.
Now you want to run down all the fireworks, and that originate from the Chinese. You understand? He's an Egyptologist because they're marrying with the Africans. That is not for the so-called black man. That is one of the things that make the so-called black man end up a slave today.
Right.
Right? Walking away from your protection. The protection that the Most High put for you. Because you is the sheep. And the other races, according to the scriptures, is the beasts of the field. The sheep must be led by a shepherd, which is Christ, which is these laws. And the other nations, as the Most High choose you, they will always hate black people, envy the so-called black man, and afraid your rulership. So every time you try to spring ahead, they have to, as Psalms 83 say, conspire together.
Right.
To make sure these black people stay in line. Because once they start serving their God, once the so-called black man drop church, drop religion, and start following these laws here, something great is going to happen according to the scriptures. As scriptures say, they're going to be amazed at the great salvation. They're going to be amazed at the deliverance the Most High going to send for we to take us out of this captivity and set we back to rule.
Right.
But we will get down a little lower in terms of the criteria that we must follow. And we're touching on it right now. Which one of them is, we're not supposed to be doing what? Looking to marry the heathens.
Right.
The other races. If the so-called black man looking for a wife or the black woman looking for a husband, you have 12 tribes to choose from.
That's right.
12 tribes. From the so-called blacks, which is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the Haitians, the Benjamites, which is the Caribbean blacks, or the American blacks, which is Judah. Then you have the native Indians, the tribe of God. You understand? You have all these tribes to marry women from or men that going to please the Most High, or the Hispanics. Whether it's a Brazilian woman, native Brazilian, Venezuelan,
right.
Panamanian. You understand? These is the list of people that the so-called black man could marry, and it will not displease the Most High, because he created us to be a separate people. Like long ago when I know coming the truth, I know started to understand something. I used to be saying this. You know, if any one of we, right, walk anyway and see a zebra with a lion, everybody camera phone coming out. But society make this thing turn normal. All of these one. But God hates that. You understand? If you keep watching the classes, you're going to realize that is what caused the flood. When you read about the flood, because people don't understand the Bible and the Christian pastor don't know what's going on inside it, interracial marriage is what caused the Most High to drown everything.
Right.
When you rose off Sodom and Gomorrah, which is 5 African cities for homosexuality, when you feel that was bad, he drowned out the whole eastern side of the world. You understand? Because of interracial marriage.
Right.
The sons of God marrying the daughters of men. We are different. And it displeased the Most High. In other classes, the other priests and prophets in the I.S.U.P.K in Trinidad, even in overseas, is going to get these things answered for you if you have questions. Right? That was all in the scripture. Read on.
That they may serve other gods.
Right? What going to happen to us?
That they may serve other gods.
Right? What going to happen to the so-called black man when we start intermarrying? We're going to start to serve other gods. You know what you're trying to do? You're trying to please your wife.
Right.
You understand? And that is what Solomon do, start building up altars and temples. You understand? For Moabite women. You understand? When you check yourself, it's time to eat dog.
Right.
You understand what's going on? It's time to eat bat.
Right.
You're catching what's going on? I like how manicure this taste. It's time to eat that too. When the Most High created you, not to put these things in your temple. Right. Because you are special people, black man, black woman, special, a holy people. You can't put these things in your temple. These things make the Most High rage. And anytime the Most High rage against us as any good father, when a child keep going off, he going to correct you. As we just say, we break your wing. So what you do, he send other races to rule over you. And you know them other races as monsters. You understand? When I watch it all in time with many times, but using the time with Samson, for example, as scripture said, when we sin against the Most High, he put the Philistines to rule over we for 40 years. And he had to do what? Send a savior to deliver the children of Israel. Now we send Samson. And it had many other instances in scripture. We had to get delivered from among the African nations. You understand? You had to send Moses. Because as a year we started to play mad, the other races ruling over we. Chinese beating the guy in store. You
Right.
understand? The East Indians laughing at all you. They're all up on Facebook.
Right.
Talking at will. When the scriptures telling not a dog should move its tongue against the children of Israel, man or beast. You understand? This Bible ain't no church book. And we have to understand this. And all the I.S.U.P.K will be out here talking and bringing out things real. Some people just can't deal with it. But that is what we're looking for. We're looking at how the scriptures talk about 7,000 men that never bow the feet to the to Baal.
Right.
Because there are real men outside here that when they hear this, going to realize I'm going to raise up and follow the most high power to defend my people.
Right.
And black women going to get the solution to all the problems. Which is what? A black man.
Right.
Black women very intelligent, the most educated, but I have no leadership.
Right.
They don't have a man to really guide them in righteousness, to be that protection for them. You understand? Because the men, society make them weak. The majority of them is done almost homosexuals, following the heathens. You understand what I'm saying? When the brothers get killed on the streets, you understand? By the police and by whatever, the pelting bottle, the pelting iron, the burning down to store. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, as another brother cross them, they will shoot off the head. They will shoot off your mask. They will murder you.
Right.
You're tough to murder your own brother. That's why Christ had to come back and say, love your neighbor as yourself.
Right.
Who's your neighbor? Your own so-called black brother, your Hispanic brother. The Venezuelans, love them. The Chinese is not your neighbor. Stop lying to yourself. The East Indians is not your neighbor. You understand? There's not one with you. Wake up, so-called black man, and understand what's taking place. You understand? Because your family, your life, and your nation depends on it. Right? That was all in the scripture. Read on.
So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you.
What going to happen?
So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you.
Right, and the scripture is telling me when we start sinning against the Most High and doing all these things that we listen out some, the anger of the Most High is going to be kindled against we. You want to rock back in a corner and smoke off all the weed.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Still living like a Gentile. These things are not for the so-called black man. That is an East Indian custom to become a high priest. He's the biggest Rasta. You understand? Before the East Indians came across here, so-called black man, you never know nothing about that.
Right.
Don't make people lie to you. You understand? Your records here, these scriptures show you that the so-called black man, we always had what we call locks, not dreadlocks. They call it locks because they can lock it and unlock it. That is what we commonly call now braids. This is like going my hair and all these priests in here, that is what braids, cornrows. You understand? Samson had 7 locks. That is why between Delilah like every minute. You understand? She plotting here and trying to get his secret. And he fall for that. That is what this talking about. That is we culture. Because we just bathe. And we just wash we hair. You understand? For your hair to lock, you can't wet it. You understand what I'm saying? All them documentaries black people like to play, they're watching. Go back now and start to watch and understand what's going on. When you wear your hair to mat up, you can't wet it.
Right.
That is an ungodly thing. That is not your custom as the so-called black man. And when you follow these things, it always leads to one thing, to the destruction of the so-called black man. When I watch, is Muslim versus Rasta. All not seeing all yourself as one people no more. Is Muslim fighting Rasta. Right? And in Port of Spain, it's hot. Because I is not an Israelite. I is not a Jew. I is a Muslim. And the next step, I is a Rasta. You understand what's going on? And we killing one another and the heathens laughing. Because they know this Bible here, this Bible is the records of you. Right. This talking about you so-called black man.
Right.
You understand? But they conspire together not to make you know that. You catching me? So when you're watching all over the place, you're seeing Trinidadian and like Jamaican, you understand what I'm saying? Venezuelan and Trinidadian are a little beef because they keep putting that wedge. If they make all these people know there's one race of people, that is a good night. Because it's we holding up the entire society. When the corona busts out all in overseas, who is the essential workers? White people? Who garden all them places? You understand? I have brethren when them call me, them all down in all kind of big drain system with pipe. And them feeling special, the essential. You're not special. Working for the oppressor.
Right.
You understand? We in captivity. Yes, you have to go to work, but gather with your people and follow your culture. Because as is essential workers and they gather all the money, And what America have now, 4th of July coming up or something. 4th of July, you're going to spend all the essential money back to the slave master. As Christmas kick in, always scrape, you set Christmas tree. And in the book of Jeremiah 10, the Most High tell the so-called black man, hey, you don't go and celebrate Christmas. That is a devilish, evil custom.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Weakening your people. You understand what I'm saying? With fairy tales and giving all the resources to the other races. The already the quick. They have all the money. All the Easter egg, all the Christmas tree that have to sell you. You understand what I'm saying? And some of we had to kill to get it. Because we fall that Gentile state of mind. You understand? The biggest Muslim, when Christmas reach, you had to come in that door with a Christmas gift. You understand what I'm saying? You're killing your own people to get. You understand? To please your wife. Because she wants to celebrate Christmas. Because you as a man never really understand who he is, so you don't understand righteousness, and you can't teach it to your wife.
Right.
So she more wicked now. You understand what's going on? We have to wake up and come back. Don't be ashamed of your culture and your heritage. These East Indians following their culture, the Chinese, the Syrian, they're walking around with all the sari and dhoti. But when the scriptures tell the so-called black man, you have to wear your fringes. You understand what's showing you? You have to conduct yourself a certain way. You can't be smoking weed and cigarette and destroying a temple. You understand what I'm saying? The men have to start to lead the house. You understand? Start to love your wife. The way, the scripture says, the same way Christ loved the church. Don't forget that part. But how Christ loved the church? Correction. Christ laid down all these things here. Don't think I come to destroy the law nor the prophets. I didn't come to change that at all. He made that clear. It have rules and regulations to protect the so-called black man. Right? That was all. Read on.
Okay. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you,
right,
and destroy thee suddenly.
And what's going to happen to we?
And destroy thee suddenly.
And that's how the so-called black man ended up across in Trinidad, Jamaica, Haiti, Panama, Venezuela. Because the anger of the Most High kindled against we, and he do what?
And destroy thee suddenly.
And he destroy we suddenly. You understand? When you look, as the scriptures tell you in Deuteronomy, a nation that have fierce countenance, which is the so-called white man, come and they get we as swift as an eagle. You ain't get chance to prepare. So an eagle is cover ground. All on a sudden, when they run from Jerusalem and they run into West Africa, when they look, it's because the Arabs done build boat, the white man done line up, and the native Africans running you down. You understand? To capture you, to put you on ships, to bring you across on the western side of the world. You understand? To bring it to South America, to bring it to North America, Jamaica, and so forth, Haiti. That is what the so-called black man had to understand. The people across here, you is the real Jew. You understand? Now you're living as Gentiles. So you have to come back and start to live as a Jew, so-called black man.
Right.
That was it, eh? Right? Tawara. Right? With that, I want to go to, let me go straight here just for time. Right? Let me read them two scriptures before I go through this. Give me Acts chapter 11 and verse 19. Babakasha. And somebody who had done chapter 7 and verse 33.
Acts 11 and 19.
Yeah, Tawara.
Okay. The book of Acts, chapter 11 and verse 19. Now they which were scattered abroad upon the persecution that arose about Stephen.
Right. So when you're reading the scriptures, you're going to realize that Stephen, our apostle, our priest, he was persecuted. Right? In the book of Acts. Right? And they're going to state something here clear for the so-called black man that the Christian church will not tell you, and they don't like to read these scriptures. Right? But read it from the top again.
Book of Acts, chapter 11 and verse 19. Now they which were scattered abroad upon the persecution that rose about Stephen,
right,
traveled as far as Phoenicia,
right,
and Cyprus.
Right, so the apostles now traveling, still doing the work at the Most High, still teaching. Right, read on.
And Antioch, preaching the word to none, but unto the Jews only.
What was preaching to?
Preaching the word to none, but unto the Jews only.
Right, so the apostles, just as we doing today, what I was doing back in that time, the same thing Christ told them to do in the New Testament. Preach to the Jews only.
Right.
That is what we always say here in the I.S.U.P.K. under Commandant General YAHANNA. We teaching the so-called black man, Native Indian man, and Hispanic man the true identity. Because our job is the same job that Paul had, to teach the Jews only.
Right.
Right? That was all on the scripture.
Okay.
Right? Give me the next scripture, please, Tawada. Give me John chapter 7 and verse 33.
Book of John, chapter 7 and verse 33. Then said Yahushua unto them, Yet a little while I am with you,
Right?
and then I go unto him that sent me.
Right? Read on. We're going on to 35. Straight on to 35.
Okay. Verse 34. Ye shall seek me and shall not find me.
Right. So Christ telling them, all they go seek me and all they can't find me. You understand? So the disciples now they're confused. They don't understand what he's saying. Read on.
And where I am, thither ye cannot come.
Right?
Verse 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, whether that we shall not find him.
Right. So you say, where Christ going and go that we won't be able to find him? Read on.
Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles?
Will he go where?
To the dispersed among the Gentiles.
So they're asking, if Christ go where he going to go to the dispersed among the Gentiles. So he ain't not again to the dispersed among the Gentiles. That is the same thing as today. The so-called black man living in Trinidad is the dispersed, those that flee, those that run away, right? Those that try to escape persecution from Jerusalem, the dispersed that live in where?
Among the Gentiles.
Among the Gentiles. So that is what happening with the so-called black man today. Today, the so-called black man is living among the Gentiles in Trinidad, in Jamaica, in Venezuela.
Right.
You understand? In America. So the so-called black man, what we call it Negro today, is living among the East Indians.
Right.
We're living amongst the Chinese. And the Most High now want his word to be taught among the Gentiles. To who? To the Gentiles. And why call we Gentiles? Because the way we live just like them. All what them doing, we doing. But before the kingdom split, the so-called black man or the Israelite, we were not called Gentiles. But now we start picking up heathenic customs. So we start getting called Gentiles and we start getting called heathens, right? That was all on 5. Read on.
And to teach the Gentiles.
That was it? All right. So that is what the disciples was asking. And we read just a while ago, they teach nobody else but the Jews only.
Right.
You understand? Because there is a special people on this earth that society does not want you to know that there is a special people. They want you to call yourself a Christian. So that what you can do, you can reject the inheritance that the Most High set up for you. That is the whole plan of the Eden. Because as long as you can reject your inheritance, you're actually rejecting Christ. And by doing that, you will know in no wise rule. You understand? You will in no wise rule. With that, give me the book of Romans, chapter 10 and verse 11. No, give me 10 and 1. Read 1 and 2. Let's start from there.
Okay. Book of Romans, chapter 10 and verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved.
Salakia, read from the top and read it slower.
Okay. Book of Romans, chapter 10 and verse 1.
Right, so this is Paul speaking here. The book of Romans, chapter 10 and verse 1. Listen what Paul saying carefully. Read on.
Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel.
Right, listen. So he's saying, brethren, my heart's desire and my prayer to God, to the Most High, for Israel. That's what we're praying for. So who Paul praying for? Paul praying for black people.
Right.
Paul praying for the Israelites, the so-called blacks, native Indians, and Hispanic today. These things can be proven in the scriptures. Right? He praying for Israelites. Right? Read on.
Is that they might be saved.
What are you praying?
That they might be saved.
Praying that the so-called black man might be saved.
Right.
That is what Paul prayed. Because he was in Jerusalem under Roman captivity. He was in Greece under Roman captivity. And all these books you're reading in the Bible, Romans, Thessalonians, Philippi, all these places where black people was living under Roman rulership.
Right.
So he praying for Israel that what going to happen? That they might be saved. He praying for the same thing that Israelite or black people always praying for from the beginning of time.
Right.
When we mess up and we start to think ourselves, we calling the Most High to do what? To save we. When Christ come on the scene, they know everything set in motion. But the only thing that can happen is what Christ said. He had to return, the second coming. He going to gather all the heathen. You understand? According to the scriptures, in the valley of Jehoshaphat, and they're going to have World War III. That is what's shaping up now. What's shaping up now is that the real Jews that is being called the Gentiles today, is that they're going to be saved from the hands of our enemies and all that hate us, according to the scriptures. That is why when you're reading in the book of Revelation, all right, and the scriptures tell you in Revelation 1, this is a vision that was given to John to show unto his servants. And John see a vision of the kingdom in the book of Revelation. And John see the kingdom. John see the kingdom with 12 gates. And the kingdom with the 12 gates, it have the names of the 12 tribes of Israel written on the 12 gates.
Right.
He didn't see Chinese mark on the gate and Japanese mark on the gate and none of that. You understand? He was seeing the 12 tribes of Israel. You understand? And you understand that more in Romans 9:1, where Paul was doing the same thing, feeling the same pain that the I.S.U.P.K feeling today, when all these men getting killed and murdered all over the world, so-called black men. You understand? He feeling that pain for his brethren, he say, for his kingsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites. Even Paul say he was an Israelite in Romans 11:1. Christ say he's an Israelite from tribe of Judah. This Bible talking about one people. These people fall today until they're not understanding who they is and believing that there's Gentiles. The so-called black man is a Jew. The so-called black man is an Israelite. That is your race. That is your identity. That is your nationality. Right? Read on.
Okay. Verse 2. For I bear them record,
right,
that they have a zeal of the Most High.
What we have?
They have a zeal for the Most High.
So the scripture is saying that the so-called black man, all these black women, we have a zeal for God. Yes, we have a zeal for God. You understand? We want to serve God. You catching me? Every minute is some God thing they're talking. The dancing, the singing, they have a zeal for God. But read on. What is the problem?
But not according to knowledge.
But what happened?
But not according to knowledge.
But that zeal that the black man have for God, that zeal is not according to knowledge.
Right.
That is what we have to understand. That zeal that the so-called black man and black woman have, Hispanics, native Indian, it is not according to knowledge. You understand? It's all kind of leopard god. You understand? And Caesar Borgia, right? When they go down Brazil, the big white statue with the arms spread out, that is not Christ. That is a man called Caesar Borgia. You understand? He sleep with his sister. You understand? Leonardo da Vinci who do the painting. That is who so-called the so-called black man, native Indian man, and Hispanic man worshiping today. Calling him Jesus, calling him Christos. He is not in the scriptures. Christ is a black man. He's a descendant of David. You understand? He come down on the line Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. In the scriptures, the mistake Paul for Egyptian. Egyptian is a dark skin race of people.
Right.
Job 30:30, Job say he black. Solomon 1:5, Solomon say he black. It's from this same family that Christ came from. Right? That is what we must understand. Right? Read that was in verse 2.
Okay.
All right. So now somebody take me to the book of Revelation chapter Salakia. Romans chapter 10 and verse 11. So let's jump down to verse 11.
Romans chapter 10 and verse 11.
Yeah, to what?
Okay. Romans chapter 10 and verse 11. For the scripture said, whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed.
Right. Right, so read over verse 11.
Okay. Romans chapter 10 and verse 11. For the scripture said, whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed.
Right, so the scriptures say, whosoever believeth on him, that him talking about YAHWH, talking about Christ, talking about that black man, right, will never be ashamed. Right? And the Christian church now have a false concept that they're teaching people about believing. You understand what I'm saying? So you say, whosoever believe. When they believe something, there's an action. You understand what I'm saying? If I believe, I call somebody to do this, you're catching me, I will be done. I believe is an action. You're going to act in a certain way. You understand what I'm saying? But whoever believe, they're going to get saved. So whoever believe, what are we going to do? If I believe Christ said he didn't do away with the law, I will follow the law.
Right.
If I believe in Christ, I will stop eat pork, crab, lobster, and shrimp. You understand? I had to believe these things. Because it's plain to show, as not a Gentile, as a Jew. You understand? My salvation is near. You understand? As seeing the things and the signs, all these prophecies in the scriptures, as seeing the black man under oppression, as seeing the curses in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, showing and proving that this list of curses proven who the so-called black man is. Scriptures say, the Most High say, put these curses on me as a mark and as a sign.
Right.
No other race fit these curses better than the so-called black man.
Right.
And these curses, black man, temporary. We have to return to the Most High, follow the laws of your forefathers, the ways of your fathers, to escape these curses and come in rulership. Where your oppressors, you will now have them in captivity. As the scriptures say, those that lead in captivity must be led into captivity. Those that kill by the sword must be killed by the sword, because that's what happened to the so-called black man. He was led into captivity. He was killed by the sword. And the law, according to the scriptures, is that if you do that, that is going to happen to you.
Right.
You understand? God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man sow, that he shall also reap. And the other races are going to reap exactly what they sow.
Okay.
You understand? Because they were not supposed to touch the Lord's anointed, which is the so-called black man, Native Indian man, and Hispanic man.
Right.
The real priests and prophets on the planet. All right? Read on, verse 12.
Verse 12. For there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek.
Read again.
For there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek.
Right, and the scripture saying what? There is no difference between the Jew and the Greek. And your Christian pastor trying to confuse you. And that's very simple. Because there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek. Who is the Jews? The Israelites that was living in Jerusalem. And who is the Greek? The northern kingdom. That's when the kingdom split. The same Israelites again that scattered. They living and speaking a Greek tongue. What is the Hellenist Jews? So now Paul is saying and making them to understand is the same thing like today. The same way how the so-called black man confused today, they confuse the same way. He had to tell them, hey, there is no difference between the Jew and the what?
The Greek.
And no difference between the Greek. Talking about black people. Just as how today we're going to say there's no difference between the Trinidadian and the Jamaican. That's as simple as Paul putting it.
Right.
To make it to understand, he is one people. Because just as how the struggle is today, with black people and like one another, because based on where you're living, the same struggle. The Jews in Jerusalem, them and like the Jews that living in Greece and in Thessalonica and so forth. So Christ now give all that mandate to bring the other 10 tribes back to the other 2 tribes, to bring them as one nation again. It no longer going to be called 2 nations, but one nation. As in the book of Ezekiel chapter 37. It's going to be one family again. The branches that was broken off, they're going to be what? Grafted back in. So if you have a tree and a break off a branch, that is like what happened with the northern and southern kingdom. They break off, they leave. Right? Because of the sinner King Solomon. And what Christ come to do? To fix that repair. They're going to bring what was broke off of that olive tree, that branch, and if anybody know about agriculture, you're going to put that branch back on and wrap it and do whatever you do. You're putting it like what long time they use moss and graft it back in.
Right.
To become now one stick, to become one tree. Because this only talking about one race of people. You read the book of James, chapter 1 and 1, it's telling it to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Greeting, everything written to the 12 tribes. Right? Read on.
Okay. For the same Lord over all is rich unto all that call upon him.
Right. So the same Lord over all. Who is he only talking about? The black people. All the black people, Jews and Gentiles and Panamanian and Bayesian and Grenadian and Trinidadian. He is the Lord over all here. He choose that whole bundle all here. I is the Lord. That's what the Most High is saying. He's saying he is the Lord over all. Right? As he say, Israel is mine heritage. All here is my heritage. I is the Lord over all here. You understand? Read on. Yeah, read on. Yeah, talk.
Verse 13. For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved.
Right, read that again.
For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved.
And he's saying again, whosoever call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. He talking to the same people. the same group of people, the same black people over and over again. That very easy to understand. They preach only to the Jews. He tell them, don't go into the way of the Samaritans, right? They were the heathens and had occupied after the kingdom split. But rather, go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. This whole thing in the Bible repetitive, and it's time for the so-called black man to reclaim his identity and understand who he is. Read on.
Okay, verse 14. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed?
Right, before you read on, hold that information. Somebody give me Acts chapter 11 and verse 19 again. I wait to read from 19 to 20. All right?
Book of Acts, chapter 11 and verse 19.
Right, read on.
Now they which were scattered abroad upon the persecution that arose about Stephen,
right,
traveled as far as Phoenice.
As far as where?
As far as Phoenice.
As far as Phoenice, read on.
And Cyprus.
Right.
And Antioch. Preaching the word to none but unto the Jews only.
Right. So you see again, there was preaching only to the Jews. Right. Read on.
Verse 20. And some of them were men of Cyprus.
Right. So some of them were men of Cyprus. Read on.
And Cyrene. Which, when they were come to Antioch, spake unto the Grecians.
What they did?
Spake unto the Grecians.
And same thing again. The prophets were speaking to who? The Grecians. Right? The Israelites living in Greece. Right? These things we must understand. There is no difference between Jew and the Greek. There is where the Israelites were placed. And we will get into that a little more just now. He never say, all right, let me say we taking it to face value. There is no difference between the Jew and the Greek. All right, we understand that. What about the Chinese? What about the Japanese?
Right.
What about the East Indians? He ain't saying none about them. All he talk about is the Jew and the Greek. Why was that? There is where the Israelites or the black people that broke off from the kingdom, there is where we reside.
Right.
There is where we live. So we are speaking Greek, and some of us were still living in Jerusalem, speaking in native language, which is Hebrew, with the Jews. No difference between the Jews and the Greek, because there is one bloodline, one family, one identity, one race of people. All right? Right, hold it on that. You can read on.
Okay. Romans chapter 10 and verse 14. How then shall they call upon him in whom they have not believed?
Right? So now Paul's saying, how they will call upon him who they have not believed. Because Creflo Dollar, T.D. Jakes, Pastor Coffee, Sister Gemma, them ain't teaching you, you's a real Jew.
Right.
Them ain't making you understand who is Christ. So how you can call upon somebody who you never believe. In your whole life, you never believe in Christ. You believe in Caesar Borgia. And I can Google that if you want. All your life, you believe in Caesar Borgia. So it have no time. You never call on God. Because how could you call on someone that you never believe? You understand? You never call on the Most High for help. You was calling Caesar Borgia all the time. And when we say call, again, we ain't talking about dancing. You understand what I'm saying? To call on somebody is calling for, as scripture showing it, for salvation, for help. If you're calling, you go call what? You go call the police. Because you're in distress. You're calling the ambulance. You're calling the fire service. That call is to deliver you from something. You understand? And the Christian leaders will not teach you the truth and make it to understand, black man, that you're in captivity today. And Paul showing you, just as in the same time during Paul, you needed to call on somebody. That is what we need to do today. Why you need to call on somebody? Because the only people that is in a problem right now is the so-called black man. The East Indians not in a problem. They know who they is. The other nation of people are the Mahasabha. The Chinese are the Chinese organization.
Right.
You understand? The money nice. They're taking all the Venezuelans and them playing. They can't talk to you in the grocery. When they're showing them, hey, look at Robin, man. They can't talk. But as the Venezuelans and them reach, they reach down in Cedros. You understand what I'm saying? And they're gathering up all the young black women, which is from the tribe of Asha, and had them working as prostitute all over the place. Port of Spain, Marabella, where them other places and them the list of places and all the private location, all the secret party there. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
They can't talk English. But to prostitute or to make whores are the daughters are the Most High, they're understanding all the transaction. They ain't just talking English now they're talking Spanish too. But they can't understand you. It's time for the so-called black man to wake up and come out of that Christian garbage. They're not teaching you nothing about your heritage, nothing about your culture, nothing about who he is. Right? Read on.
And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard?
Right? And how will the so-called black man believe in a savior, believe in YAHANNA, who they never hear about? How do they go do that? They can't do that. Because they never realize, wait now, Christ is an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, and I is an Israelite too. The same race of people. Right? How that go happen? Read on.
And how shall they hear without a preacher?
And how shall they do what?
And how shall they hear without a preacher?
And the so-called black man can't hear nothing without a preacher. Not a Christian pastor. A preacher is a teacher. Them don't teach nothing. Them don't teach nothing in the Bible. The Bible have a whole bundle of things you can't do.
Right.
And a whole bundle of things that you have to do. Them don't teach nothing. Them collecting tithes, offering, and love gift. You understand? Them will be preparing you for what the scriptures tell you to prepare for. As we learn in the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General YAHANNA, destruction coming. All that money they collect, Corona, with them. They're nowhere to be seen. All the killing that happened foreign, all these black men. You understand? All these riots with them. Your Christian leaders nowhere to be seen. They're looking to find bed and trying to find room for Corona patients all down here. It was for the Most High. He passed through that Corona and ravished. You understand? Trinidad. And watch me. It has more to come.
Right.
Because the scriptures tell you this is the beginning of sorrows. So it's time for the so-called black man to wake up. When they had the flood in Louisiana, and they had them, we call it this sweet talker. Because the scripture say that, we call him, the tin one day. With the big church, we have about 30,000 members. Joel Osteen. You understand? Mr. Smooth Talk. When the place flood out in Louisiana, with all these black people, he had his church holding 30,000 members. He never opened the church door. All these people stay in Louisiana and drunk.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But not my pastor. When the Corona start locking down in Trinidad, they say they're looking for things. They have a center in Cuba. Some little baby center. Or holding our 3-bed. Coffee never open the church. But use our man of God. Open your church and let the government know here what's going on. I love black people.
Right.
If anybody get Corona, here what's going to happen. Bring them in my church and all we can get bed and wear mattress with men that are going to make care because the Corona you're dying. Go in my church and house them until the Corona pass. Nothing in none of the churches. All the healing powers and miracle ministry and demon this and that, nothing ain't working. Your pastors all in America trying to blow away Corona. You understand what I'm saying? Wicked men like what you name who trying to blow away the Corona? Boy, them I can't remember them wicked man name now. Nah, no he. You understand? All these liars and deceivers,
right.
A cesspool of liars in the Christian church. You understand how the so-called black man moving astray, setting them up for the wrath of the Most High. You understand? Because the Most High return is to save the so-called black man, Native Indian man, and Hispanic man. Right? Read on. At the end of 14. Read on.
Verse 15. And how shall they preach except they be sent?
And how shall they what?
And how shall they preach except they be sent?
And how shall they preach except they be sent? And who sent a Christian pastor? Christianity started up during slavery.
Right.
When your foreparents didn't bow to slavery, they used to lynch them, rape them, men, women, and children, feed them to alligators. You understand what I'm saying? Who sent your Christian preacher? The Christian institution send them? Somebody give me John chapter 19. Tawara. Give me from verse 18. Yeah, now let's bring what I'll point on the Jews and Gentiles there again. 19 verse 18. No, hold it for now. Tawara. Yeah, hold it still.
Book of John, chapter 19 and verse 18.
Yeah, verse 18.
Yeah. Book of John, chapter 19 and verse 18. where they crucified him and 2 other with him on either side.
Right, so this is talking about the crucifixion of Christ, right? Or Yahawashai in the Hebrew, right? You get crucified and a man on each side them. One is a murderer, one is a thief, right? Read on.
1 and said, and Yahushai in the midst. Verse 19. And Pilate wrote a title and put it on the cross, and the writing was.
Right, so Pilate now, right, the ruler, the governor, he write a title and he put it on the cross. Read on.
Yahushai.
No, read it again.
And Pilate wrote a title and put it on the cross.
Right.
And the writing was Jesus of Nazareth.
Right.
The King of the Jews.
Right. So he put up and then mark the King of the Jews, right? But read on.
Verse 20. The title then read many of the Jews. For the place where Yahushua was crucified was nigh to him to the city.
Right. Read on.
And it was written in Hebrew.
What was written in?
Hebrew.
It was written in Hebrew. Read on.
And Greek.
And what?
And Greek.
And Greek. Read on.
And Latin.
And Latin. So when they put up the sign over Christ's head on the cross, when Pilate write, it was written in Hebrew, in Greek, and in Latin. So when they read it now and they hear about, there's no difference between the Jew and the Greek, because these was Israelites speaking the native language, which is Hebrew, that Pilate write on the sign on the cross, and also the same Israelites or the same Jews talking Greek. That is why I say there's no difference between the Jew and the Greek. To make the black people understand all is the same people.
Right.
Jamaican, Trinidadian, Grenadian, Venezuelan, Panamanian, all these oppressed people on this side of the world here, right, is the same people. Probably 12 tribe chart on the screen if you can get it in the meantime, Tawara. Right? I know if I can pull up that. Right? Okay. It's the same race of people. That is why now they had King of the Jews written in Hebrew and written in Greek and in Latin. Because these was Israelites that were speaking this language. Because they broke off the 10 tribes and start speaking the language of the rulers. Right? And the others that remain in Jerusalem remain speaking the native tongue, which was Hebrew. Right? Read on.
Verse 21. Then said the chief priests of the Jews.
Right. So I bring on this additional point to show you how wicked these Christian leaders is. Read on.
To Pilate.
So the chief priests, he's saying to Pilate,
write not.
Right.
The King of the Jews.
So he's telling them, don't write. He's telling Pilate. So he's telling the white man, don't write King of the Jews on over Christ's head. Don't write that. Read on.
But that he said, I am the King of the Jews.
But he's saying, don't write that. But here what to write. Right? Christ said he was the King of the Jews. So Christ getting lynched. And the Christian leaders still, you catching me, trying to discredit Christ. Right. Because they fear Christ take the seat. When all these masses of people, when they realize, wait now, this black man, how all these people following them, then, well, the white man ain't got no use for we.
Right.
He ain't got no use for church. You catching me? To silence the people. So I go lost my spot. They go close down the big dome what I have, what Creflo Dollar have, and what TDJs have. You understand? All them big dome go close down. Because the government ain't no need for you. You understand? Because the following now a true leader. You catching me? So they still want to discredit him. When the white man write King of the Jews, they say, nah, don't write that. Right? He say he was the King of the Jews. That is how wicked Christian leaders is. At the time for the so-called black man, native Indian man, and Hispanic man to wake up and come out of that rubbishness. Right. Now in time to dance. Black man dying every day. Right. Cancer, sugar, police brutality, drugs. You understand what I'm saying? And the other races bringing in all the guns and all the drugs. And you in church dancing and singing and clapping. You understand? And wishing to go in some place. You understand what the Christian pastor tell you about? That is not according to the scriptures. The scriptures tell you the kingdom of heaven comes not with observation. You know, go and sit down and watch, and then eventually Christ come. The kingdom of heaven is within you. You have to follow these laws here and build that kingdom. Right. You understand? You have to follow these laws and activate your king that is going to destroy the other races. But you have a responsibility, black man, and your Christian leaders supposed to teach you this together. Your Christian leaders supposed to teach you brotherhood. To gather all the 12 tribes together as one race of people. That was the job of your Christian leaders. But they refused to do that job because of filthy lucre, because of money.
Right.
The scripture said the love of money is the root to all evil because your pastor love money. He saw the next one up the road, he had $30 million rest down. You understand? They were saying in the church. $30 million. And black people all over the ghetto suffering. You understand? He take all. But he can really see. He didn't see the government was coming and take $30 million though. And how much more he must be having hiding elsewhere. You understand what I'm saying? It's time for the so-called black man, native Indian man, Hispanic man to wake up. Alright? Right? And come back together as one people. Right? So if you see in the screen here, right, you're going to be seeing this is the 12 tribe chart showing the real Jews at today, where the location at. You see in Judah, them is the Negroes, the American blacks, the West Indians. They is from the tribe of Benjamin, the same tribe Paul was from, right? Then you have Levi, the Haitians, right? You have Dominicans, right? Which is Simeon. You have the Guatemalans, them is Zebulon, Puerto Ricans, them from the tribe of Ephraim. So all these here is the 12 tribes. You have Manasseh, which is the Cubans. They are the same race of people as us, so-called black people. You have the tribe of Gad, them is the North American Indians. You have the tribe of Reuben, right? That is the Seminole Indians. Naphtali. They is between Argentina to Chile. The tribe of Asher. Colombia to Uruguay. That is the Venezuelans included. And they have I.S.U.P.K, which is the Mexicans. All of these people are called out here is one race of people. This is the 12 tribes of Israel, as in the scriptures. And another class we'll go through the 12 tribes and the prophecies that showing you who the 12 tribes is today. So we're going to prove according to the Bible all these tribes here and the location. You understand? That is what we're going to bring out in another class, right? To show the so-called black man, native Indian man and Hispanic man, you is the chosen of the Most High. You is the apple of God's eye. You is the people that break the covenant that the Most High established here. That is how we end up in this.
Right.
And we have to do what? The same thing we break, we have to keep that to come back and right standing with the Most High. Because he cut we off, but he put things in place for we. You understand? And receive we as a father to a child again. Like when you have a rebellious child, and they want to do what you want, and the parents say, all right, well, you go out there and see how it is. That is what happened to we. We walk out from the inheritance. We walk out from the protection that the Most High set for we. And we see how out here is. Just as the general was breaking down the other day. You understand? As he tell we don't eat from the tree of good and evil. No, we eat from it. We know what good like, and we know what evil like. We ain't supposed to know the two. We're supposed to know just what good is. But we want to taste evil. We want to taste the white man shooting we down in the streets. Raping and lynching women, and they can't do nothing about it. Taking the children and selling them to slavery, and they can't do nothing. As the children reach, they reach 18, they don't want to work. You can't enjoy your children. You have diabetes, sugar, cancer, prostrate. The list goes on. You can't live a full life. You understand? You can't enjoy life. Because we walk away from the inheritance. You understand? We walk away from the tree and the knowledge of good. And want to eat from the tree and the knowledge of good and evil. You don't want no apple. You understand? That's talking about that lawlessness. We want to do things that the Most High tell we don't do. You understand? It's only right for a righteous father to correct his child. But now, just as the story is reading the prodigal son, the Most High set things in motion. You understand? And waiting for his children to return. So your parents say, all right, you go and see how it is. But the door always open. It's your rebellion that have you still outside, so-called black man. Your rebellion have you outside. But if you realize that this is your inheritance, this belongs to me, wait now. I know realizing, as Paul was talking about in Romans 9, the covenant, somebody give me that in the meantime. Give me Romans chapter 9 and verse 1. When you realize these things belong to me, then you're going to know what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to run back. Because you now realize, wait now, my father had something for my email. Look, the priests and prophets tell him about it now. So I think YAHANNA, police brutality taken me, and the list of other curses that take me. Right? Give me Romans 9 and 1 to what?
Book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 1.
Right.
I say the truth in Christ. I lie not. My conscience also bear me witness in the Holy Spirit that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I wish myself, Salakia, for I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren,
Right? Read on.
my kinsmen according to the flesh.
Right? So Paul say he wish he was a curse. He feel any pain of black people. For his brethren. For his kinsman, which means family. According to the flesh. Read on.
Who are Israelites?
Who are what?
Who are
So
Israelites?
Paul say brethren is Israelites. His kinsmen is Israelites. According to the flesh. Read on.
To whom pertaineth the adoption?
Right? The adoption belonged to them because the Most High cut off the nation of Israel in the book of Hosea. So we couldn't do nothing again. We were up for the grabbing. The other nations know that too. You understand? We were up for the taking. No army, no military because we divided. The kingdom split. No protection. Jews, the northern kingdom one way, the southern kingdom the next way. Then the other nations taking advantage of that. You understand? It's like how right now the other nations taking advantage of the Venezuelans coming here. They're working in bar, they're working in whole house, they're working all kind of menial jobs because why? They have no protection. They're taking advantage of it. Now they will make money. Labor cheap. You understand what I'm saying? Right? Read on.
And the glory.
Right? What belongs to we again?
And the glory.
So the glory also belongs to the so-called black man. You understand? The credit belongs to the black man. The Bible belongs to us. All these nice things that we read about in here, people that thought blessings belongs to black people. Read on.
And the covenant.
And what belong to we?
And the covenant.
And the covenant belong to we. The first covenant we break. And he say he go make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
Right.
Jeremiah 31 and 31, you can read that coming down. You understand? The covenants belong to we. The one we break and the new one. In Hebrews chapter 8. You understand? You're going to find that. Right? Read on.
And the giving of the law.
Who's supposed to give the law? Salakia. And the giving of the law. It's only the so-called black man is supposed to give the law. But you must be taught. You can't either black man or either teach. You must be taught.
Right.
You understand? That is the script, the order in the scriptures. Read on.
And the service of the Most High.
And we are the ones that's supposed to do the service of the Most High. So all these East Indian pastors are seen up on Facebook, all during the corona, telling about God love everybody. Them is not priests and prophets.
Right.
God never send them. God choose a certain people, a special people to do his service, to read his law. Time for the so-called black man to wake up. That is why I have all these false doctrines. Because now the Jews have heathens or Gentiles teaching them what God say. When you supposed to be the one to establish what is to take place on the planet. Right? What verse was that? Verse 4. Read on.
And the promises.
And the what?
And the promises.
And all the promises in here is for the so-called black man. God promised this, he promised that to Abraham. All that is for the so-called black man. All them East Indians I see in them Bible and Chinese, Father Abraham and Father Abraham. Abraham is not only father.
Right.
If you just go through basics in the Bible and read down, Abraham had sons. Not everybody on the planet come out of the loins of Abraham. You understand? And the promises now was passed down to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. And Jacob is these 12 tribes that I just read out here.
Right.
So when you talking about Father Abraham, when God specifically show you who the promise is to be passed down to, all the way down to the 12 tribes, which is the so-called blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanic today. When you know these things, then your community is going to come out of all the mess that is into it. This is all the so-called black man need. This is all the so-called black woman need. You understand? A man from the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General YAHANNA.
Right.
To teach you the righteousness of the Most High. To gather the brotherhood back again. That is all we need. To fix all the problems in the ghetto. To fix all the ghettos and all the slums wherever the so-called black man is. To remove child molestation, murder, rape, drug addiction, you understand? Police brutality, all these things. The Most High give us what we need to do to solve all them problems. We just had to come back now and take we inheritance. Take the promises that the Most High give you, because this Bible have our records. The things written before time, written for we learning. The mistakes we make, you catching me, and what we need to do to fix it. A real book.
Right.
All the mad things black people do, written inside here. And all the glorious works written in here too. You understand? It ain't nothing in here about nobody else. The most you will find here is when we start to follow the other races, we be fall. And when they started go across off the bounds, where the Most High tell we but them back. Go to war with the Canaanites. Because they're invading the land that the Most High set for we. That holy land called Zion. Send them back in the corner. Send back them Africans in the corner. And the Chinese. And the Japanese. And the Edomites. Send them back up in the caves. Right? That was verse 5?
No, in that verse.
Right, read verse 5 to what?
Verse 5. Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came.
And of whom concerning the flesh, Christ came. For these people concerning what? The flesh. That bloodline. That same race of people.
Right.
This Bible is a easy book to understand when you have teachers and tutors. The same way you go and study every other thing you ever learn. You go in your university, you go in your school to study. Only thing you don't want to study on your own is the Bible. Right. This was not designed to study alone. You understand? You must be taught. All these apostles were taught. All these men sat under Christ's feet and learned. So a so-called black man, Native Indian man, Hispanic man, he had to fall in line. Right? You could go back on the previous scripture where I was reading coming down. I don't know if I reached. I think it was verse 14. I'm gonna see if I can just wrap this up. Yeah, read 10 and 14.
Book of Romans chapter 10 and verse 14.
Right.
How then shall they call him in whom they have not believed?
All right, read 15.
Verse 15. And how shall they preach except they be sent?
Right, read on.
As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace.
Right.
And bring glad tidings of good things.
Right, and bring glad tidings of good things. This is the so-called black man will come out of captivity. This is all the things the Most High have set up and promises that we read concerning the promises. These are the glad tidings. You understand? You could become a new creature.
Right.
Which is dropping off all your paganism, all your Muslim and your Hindu and whatever you just follow, all your Egyptology, that kind of thing. We pass through for ourselves in times past. We also walked around as Gentiles. Bashar and the Secret, Neville, real rubbish, Baptist, Pentecostal, you understand? Rubbish. We walked about in times past as Gentiles also. But because of commandment General YAHANNA, now we have the truth.
That's right.
And we is out here today and every other day to do what? To go and find the real black men that are going to stand up for their people to teach them the truth according to their identity. To gather God's chosen people together. Read on.
Verse 16.
Yeah, read verse 16.
Verse 16. But they have not all obeyed the gospel.
Right, read that again.
But they have not all obeyed the gospel.
But why this gospel teaching? Everybody ain't obeying it. Read on.
For Isaiah said,
that is Elijah. Read on.
Lord, who had believed our report?
Right, so Elijah was saying the same thing. Lord, who believe your report? The same way how we going out and having camps and teaching people and they're walking by willy-nilly. Like nobody believe. Who believe your report, Lord? Elijah saying the same thing. The I.camp doing the same thing that the I.S.U.P.K doing today. Teaching the so-called blacks on the street corners. Read on. Okay,
verse 17. So then faith cometh by hearing.
Right, faith cometh by what?
Faith cometh by hearing.
Right, read on.
And hearing by the word of the Most High.
Right, and the faith coming by hearing, we teaching, right, and hearing by the word of the Most High, by the real priests and prophets teaching you. Read on.
Okay, verse 18. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily. Their song went into all the earth.
Right, so Elijah saying here, all they ain't paying attention, they're here. We on the streets teaching. We on Facebook every day. You understand? All over the world teaching. So now this word is being preached and the masses are hearing this word. But they don't want to believe. And that is what's going to cause your destruction. Read on.
And their words unto the ends of the world.
Right, read on.
Verse 19. But I say, did not Israel know? First Moses said, I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people.
Right, so same thing. So Moses saying, right, that was a prophecy. We're going to be provoked by what?
By I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people.
Right, so we're going to get provoked to jealousy by a people that are no people. Because these heathens was no people. And now, watch we right now. We jealous the heathen. Here we, watch how them Indian and them does live. Watch how this one does do that.
Right.
Watch how this one does see other people. We get provoked to jealousy. And if you're really jealous, come in the I.S.U.P.K and gather with your people. You understand? And show what is true brotherhood.
Right.
Not staying outside there and groping and complaining. You understand? And watch black people. Watch how they're operating. How we operating is what we learn from the other races.
Right.
All that wickedness we learn from them. Because we're the only people on the planet that have laws and guidelines. Not to eat bat, sleep with animals, sleep with man, woman with woman. It have no other race have records in their history to show we forefathers never used to do these uncleanness. All these Africans love homosexuality, eating bushmeat, you understand, and having all kind of pandemic breaking out. This cold what people getting every year, people don't know that it's from pigs. The big disease that it hit was swine flu, but influenza is from pigs. I mean, not supposed to eat pig or pork. Every minute you have a cold, and cold has killed thousands of people.
Right.
If you could Google that and find out. Now they want to eat back corona. You understand? They want to eat shellfish. People still dying from cholera. Cholera coming from shellfish. Because no wisdom is among the other nations. The scriptures tell you, our wisdom and stability is going to come from these scriptures. Right? Read on. I think it's something about 18 age. Or 19.
Yeah, 19. Okay. And by a foolish nation will I will anger you.
Right? And the most I anger you with a foolish nation. When you watch them dumb Chinese and them can't walk properly. They can't see properly. You understand? Them ruling over you. They can't talk properly. Them ruling over you. You understand? Them showing you? Them still eating bat and dog. But them ruling over you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Them East Indians the same thing. Only come in here and playing the civilized. Go and Google East India and see how they're living. Watch how them living in all that dust with no jockey shots and with a bad cheat around them and come in here and playing fancy. Go. That way say you go protect and provoke me with a foolish nation. You understand? All the white man coming from caves. You understand? Black people have to teach the white people how to bathe. You understand? Because that is we culture. You understand? We just bathe. We just power with women and non-clean on the scene them monthlies. That go separate. We are clean people. That's why we don't go ras. You understand? We have braid so you can wash your hair and shampoo it and braid it back in our wet style. Because we use salt of the earth.
Right.
We have all the swag. All the thing with nigga. They hate nigga, but they love everything we do. They want to be like we bad. But the most I choose we to be the salt of the earth. He's the biggest East Indian, but you all listen to Tupac and Biggie. You understand what I'm saying? They want to listen Kuchi Kuchai. You understand what I'm saying? Wake up so-called black man.
Right.
You understand? All the big party they want to throw, they're calling all the black entertainers.
Right.
You understand? All the other races, like Nicki Minaj, she's an East Indian. Them hanging around me to learn we culture. The scripture say the heathen go get above we very high and we will get down very low. But they're hanging around here and learning their thing. And then now, they're promoting the self and getting big. You understand? Slim Shady, start a rap, blow up, you get big. And when they're listening, them is really garbage. Listen, Slim Shady rap, good. All the big, they say, any big and he can rap. He can't rap nothing. You understand? All that, you rapping about killing your mother, killing your wife. Black people by nature, all the mad, we display mad. We don't rap that. Which black man rapping about killing your mother and killing your wife and that is mad thing.
Right.
That is the white man, that mad mentality, that mad blood, that evilness in him, that nature. You rapping about killing your mother. You talk that careless anywhere on the block, a man hit your ring bang. You understand what I'm saying? He box out your face. You're going to say something Salak here? You understand? That we are to wake up. It's time for we to wake up. I said that foolishness. Right? Read on.
Verse 20. But Isaiah is very bold and said, I was found of them that sought me not.
Right.
I was made manifest unto them that asked not after me.
Right.
But to Israel he said, all day long I have stretched forth my hands unto a disobedient and gainsaying people.
Right. So the Most I say stretch forth your hand all the time. You understand? To what?
To a disobedient and gainsaying people.
To a disobedient and a gainsaying people. And that is the children of Israel today. Disobedient and always has some stubbornness to talk. When the priests and prophets teaching them about the culture, these things recorded in the Bible. So the same things that black people want to talk today, God don't tell you go talk that already. It's time for we to wake up. Right? Somebody who two scriptures, give me Romans, the same thing, 11 and 4, Romans 11 and 4, and somebody who will Baruch 4 and 25 from. And I think I'm trying to wrap up on that.
Book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 4.
Right.
But what said the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men.
Right. So why is he teaching every day on the streets, in classes? You understand what I'm saying? The Most High say do what? He reserve what?
Unto myself 7,000 men.
He reserved to himself 7,000 men. Right? Read on.
Who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal.
Right. Who never bowed the knee to the image of Baal. And that is who the I.S.U.P.K looking for today. That is the command that we receive from our general, Commanding General YAHANNA, to go out and fish these men, to fish the nation of Israel. Because there are men out there who don't know the Most High, that is going to step up to defend the nation. Step up to teach the people, to lead the house, to lead the community the right way, and stop depending on society and the government. You catching me? And falling in all this election bacchanal that not helping the so-called black man. Right? That was all on it?
Okay.
On verse 4?
Verse 4, yeah.
All right. Read verse 5 here before I give you the next scripture.
Okay. Verse 5. Even so, then at this present time also there is a remnant according to the election of grace.
Right. So, just as he's saying, it have a remnant. There are black men that are going to step up. There are black women that are going to stand up with righteous black men. Right? And make us now be in a position to come out of this captivity. Right? Give me the Baruch chapter 4 and verse 25. The
book of Baruch chapter 4 and verse 25. My children, suffer patiently.
Right? Read that again.
My children, suffer patiently.
Right? Read on.
The wrath that is come upon you from the Most High.
So now, what the so-called black man do? Understand what's going on. Understand that you so-called black man is a real Jew or an Israelite that walking about not knowing identity as a Gentile. You can watch part 1 to this class to understand more in context everything. If there's anything you don't understand, or continually watching the classes or come to class. Right? We have an officer in charge of us, Officer Galawan, I.S.U.P.K Trinidad, that is our camp leader. Right? And we have generals and captains. Right? We will keep plugging in the Black Watch for later on tonight. Right? Read on.
For thine enemy had persecuted thee.
Right? Because the enemies persecute we. Right? But bear patience. Read on.
But shortly thou shalt see his destruction.
Right. But now, the Most High is saying, but shortly, so-called black man, you're going to see the destruction of all the other races that oppress you. Read on.
And shall tread upon his neck.
And shall do what?
Tread upon his neck.
And we are going to tread upon his neck. The same way how to squeeze the brother neck Floyd and kill him. We're going to tread upon the heathen's neck. Read on.
My delicate ones have gone rough ways and were taken away as flocks part of the enemies.
Right, that's what we were taken away, like flocks in heap. Transatlantic slave trade that we come across here. Right, read on.
Verse 27. Be of good comfort.
Be of what?
Be of good comfort.
Right, read on.
O my children.
Right.
And cry unto the Most High.
And do what?
And cry unto the Most High.
And how we crying unto the Most High? By following the laws, commandments, and statutes. Get yourself in the I.S.U.P.K so-called black man. Watch the classes and learn. Call the school. Open 24/7 and get more information. How you can stand up, as the scriptures say, as a good soldier. You understand? And defend your family. Defend your nation. Defend your people and come out of this captivity. Come out of this oppression. Read on.
For he shall be remembered of him.
Right.
That brought thee these things upon you.
Right. That was all?
Okay.
Right. Give me the last scripture, Isaiah chapter 14 and Salakia, Isaiah 60 and 14.
Okay. Book of Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 14. The sons also of them that afflict thee
Right.
shall come bending unto thee.
Right. Read that again.
And I can. The sons also of them that afflict thee shall come bending unto thee.
Right. So the sons, the scripture is saying the sons also of them that afflict us is going to do what?
Come bending unto thee.
Is going to come bending to us. This is not the end of the so-called black man. Realize now this is the time. It is high time.
Right.
Right? Read on.
And all they that despise thee.
And all they that do what?
All they that despise thee.
All they that hate the black man. All they that have things to talk on Facebook. Nigga is this and that. Read on.
Shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet.
Read that again.
And I can. And all they that despise thee.
And all they that despise black people, what going to happen to them?
Shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet.
Is going to bow at the feet of the so-called black man. Because Christ is going to establish his rulership on this earth.
Right.
And we is going to be the rulers. When I say we, this 12 tribes here, the so-called blacks, native Indians, and Hispanics.
Right.
We are going to be the one ruling under YAHWH over all races. That was all in the scripture.
Right.
Read on.
And they shall call thee the city of the Most High.
What they shall call thee?
The city of the Most High.
They shall call us the city of the Most High. And here in this scripture, we're going to make you understand God don't love everybody.
Right.
God loves blacks, native Indians, and Hispanics. That is why they're going to say what?
And they shall call thee the city of the Most High.
One people is going to call another people the city of the Most High. That was it? Read on.
The Zion of the Holy One of Israel.
The Zion of the Holy One of Israel. That was all right. Okay. All right. And with that, understand so-called black man, native Indian man, and Hispanic man, that you are the real Jews according to the Bible.
Right.
Understand by knowing this, coming back to your culture and to your identity, it's going to change every condition in the ghetto. If you understand that you need to be in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General YAHANNA, we're going to take rulership of the earth again under our King YAHWH. All right, and with that, we're going to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Maikwa.
This is the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. Here's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21 and Malachi chapter 3 verses 8 to 10. It means tenth in the Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Preach fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. The upcoming Holy Convocation is the Feast of First Fruits, right, which will be Friday, the 5th of June, 2020, right? It starts before sundown. You can find this in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 10 to 22. Remind Akyom and Akwakyom to check on social media such as I.S.U.P.K.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he's to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, like shirt, like pants, like headband or scarf. And with that, we say, I imagine. Going to turn and face the east. Going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabashamayam,
Kwadash, Aya, Shamka, Yahawa,
Malatwatka,
Taba'a,
Ratazaka,
Aya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Aya, Bashamaya, Tananawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kasalaknawa, Wala'a, Tabayanawa, Nasayawan, Abal, Awashinawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Ha'ala, Taparat, Iwalamyam, Aman. What we said in the English was, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
We're going to say bless Israel in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Yahawashi.
Makala. Walahayam.
Matazabia.
Alawap Yahanna. Ha Saraniam. Ha Kwatazayanyam. Ha Kayalyam. Wa Akwatiam. Yahweh. Bashem. Yawashai. Tawada Aman.
In the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahawashi, and Michael, and the angels, Commanding General YAHANNA, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahawashi, thank you. So be it.
We're going to say the hakak or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh,
Bashem,
Yawashai,
Awakasha,
Nathan,
Hakak,
Narapa,
Kalmakala, Kalmadawa, Hakak,
Lataha,
Hatamazarium,
Hamatazarium, Hakak,
Hamatayam, Hakak,
Irakawa, Hatamayala,
Lagarashan,
Bashem,
Yawashai,
Tawada Aman.
In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahawashi, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahawashi. Thank you. So be it. These are the I.S.U.P.K curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahawashi, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the schools, force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nation and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Alien Nation, Skinheads, Posikomotazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airwaves.
And the airwaves.
The cable access channels.
Cable access channels.
And the radio
And
channels.
the radio channels.
Convict the spirit.
Convict the spirit
of any of thy people.
of any of thy people
that seek to stop
that
us.
seek to stop us
And bring swift destruction.
and bring swift destruction
to all the heathen.
to all the heathen
that stand in the way.
stand in the way
Or try to stop
or
us.
try to stop us
From broadcasting your words.
broadcasting your word
Throughout the planet
on the
Earth.
planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues.
All the plagues.
Let loose all the plagues.
All the plagues.
Let loose all the plagues.
All the plagues.
Cause them to go to and fro
Cause them to go to and fro
through the earth
through the earth
and consume them.
and consume them.
Let the plagues
Let the plagues
shake the house of the thief
shake the house of the thief
and the murderer.
and the murderer.
Let Yahawashi,
Yahawashi,
Michael,
Michael,
and Gabriel,
and Gabriel
come down with the flying
come down with
saucer
the flying saucer
and punish all the
and punish all the
heathens
heathen
that come up against
that come up against
us
us
as we speak thy
as we
word.
speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all.
Cause it to be known by all.
That is the angels that have done
That's
it.
it is the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Cause it to be spread through the media
Throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming
In the name of
in the
Yahawashi.
name of Yahawashi.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it. We're going to say the blessed Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahawashi,
Yahawashi,
Barak Lanawa,
Lanawa,
YAHANNA,
YAHANNA,
Habayak,
Superior,
Barak,
Barak,
Rapa,
Rapa,
Magan, Hagan,
Hagan,
Commanding General YAHANNA.
Commanding General YAHANNA,
All the generals.
all the generals,
Captains.
Captains,
Officers.
Troopers,
Sisters.
Children,
Students.
Students,
Brothers and sisters fighting to come in the truth.
brothers and sisters fighting to come in
to the
truth.
truth.
Brothers and sisters in the truth.
Brothers and sisters in the truth.
All 12 tribes of the nation of
All
Israel.
12 tribes of the nation of Israel.
I.S.U.P.K, Trinidad and Tobago.
I.S.U.P.K, Trinidad and Tobago.
I.T.I.S.H.A.
Apataza,
Tazapa.
Tazapa, Rapa,
Tamar.
Tamar,
Commanding General YAHANNA.
Commanding General YAHANNA,
General.
Generals,
Captains,
Officers,
Troopers,
Sisters,
Children,
All the destroyed of Israel.
all the destroyed of Israel,
Kayalvana,
Barak
Barak Napash,
Shariah. Kintian family.
Kintian family, Osulan family,
Koto family.
Koto family,
Philip family.
Philip family,
Commanding General YAHANNA,
Commanding General,
all the generals,
all the generals,
all the captains,
captains,
all the officers,
all the officers,
all the troopers,
all the troopers,
all the students,
all the students,
all the brothers and sisters fighting to come to the
all the
truth.
brothers and sisters fighting in the truth.
Shamka,
Shamka,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Yapa,
Yapa,
Para,
Para,
Koto family,
Koto family,
Oselan family,
Osulan family,
Kintian family,
Kintian family, Commanding General,
Commanding General YAHANNA,
Generals, Captains,
Officers,
Troopers,
Sisters,
Children, all the destroyed of Israel,
all the destroyed of Israel,
Officer Galawan and family,
Officer Galawan and family,
Officer Tazawan family,
Officer Tazawan family,
Officer Shan family,
Officer Shan family,
Officer Barrett and
Officer
family,
Barrett and family,
Officer Yakad and
Officer
family,
Yakad and family,
Koto family,
Koto family,
Alexis family,
Alexis family,
Koto family,
Koto family,
John family,
John family,
Ba'ashem,
Yahawashi,
Yahawashi, to Wadaman,
Wadaman. What we said in the English was, Lord, in the name of
name of
Yahawashi,
Yahawashi,
bless
bless
us
us
and Israel
and Israel
and the school,
and the school,
bless,
heal,
shield, protect
protect
our loved
our
ones.
loved ones.
In the name of
In the name
Yahawashi,
of Yahawashi.
thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Sir, which is the turn. Men of Israel, let's give the teacher a one courtesy salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi Barakatah.
Yahweh Shim Yahawashi Barakatah.
Yad Yad Matah. Men of Israel, let's give the sisters online a one courtesy salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak.
Yahweh Shemala Tan Ba'ashem Yahawashi.
Yad Yad Matah. Class dismissed.